Hey everybody, it's IDX, and this is the tutorial for the League of Legends Item Changer, the Season 3 version by yourbuddypal. To get the program, you need to go to this page in the forums. We'll leave this link in the description below, and to get your zip file, you need to click this link that's here in the blue numbers, the version numbers, and it will give you the zip file. This program does require Net 4.0, so if you don't already have it, go ahead and click this link and get it. I recommend using 7zip.org to unzip your file. It's perfectly free, it works well, never had a problem with it. So once you have the folder unzipped, move it to wherever you want it. It's not a program that gets installed through a installation system, so it's not going to make any changes to your Windows registry. To uninstall this program, all you need to do is select the whole folder and delete it. But if you try to go to the control panel and ask Windows to uninstall it, it won't know anything about it. It doesn't even know it really exists. This executable file right here is the program itself. It's handy to create a shortcut somewhere. But once you're ready to go, there's a few things you need to set it up. It does automatically update itself when there's a new version. But the first question that you need to answer is, where is League of Legends? For most people, it's going to be the C drive / Riot Games / League of Legends. In my case, it's D drive. I'll just paste that in there. And then it will ask, where should we load our database from? Now, the program will be creating its own database file, but we'll get to that in a second. For right now, you'll just load the default recommended items. So it loads it from League of Legends itself. And there is one more thing that we need to do for setting up. You click on any of these items over here, and it will ask you where you would like to create your save file and under what name. So just name it whatever you like, and you're ready to go. The setup is done. Now that we're ready to go, you can see the layout is champion, map, build, sections, filters, items, and then description. To change your champion, you just click the portrait, take you to champion select. Up at the top there's a filter box where you can filter by their name. If you want to back out of this champion select without selecting anybody, you can hit escape and it will take you back to the last champion. The drop down box allows you to make builds for all 4 maps. The different builds are in their own drop down box. You can't actually change the default build. It is determined by Riot. If you try to make any changes like this, it will create a custom build named custom. That's why this already exists. It's because I clicked on the boots earlier. You can rename it whatever you want. You can delete your own builds. This plus button will allow you to base a new build off of an old build or the default items, and give you a chance to name it before it's created. Now in the sections, you can reorder the sections simply by dragging and dropping. You can rename them by double clicking them. Let's rename this early game. You can add a new section with this plus button that's in the title bar. You can delete a section with the X button. The items inside of the sections you can reorder by dragging and dropping. If you want to drag an item from one section to another, you simply drag it to the plus. This plus is a placeholder for the end of the section. So to add a new item into a section, you can hit the plus here and then click a new item. But you don't have to if you don't want to. You can simply use the right mouse button instead of the left mouse button, and it will add it into the current section. To delete an item, use the right mouse button to delete these. Okay, now there's two different systems that add multiple copies of an item into a section. The first is simply increments. I am right-clicking this ring and it is adding multiple copies into this section by increments. Now you can also use the mouse wheel to adjust the increments as you please. If you don't have a mouse wheel, you can hit Control-Shift+ or Control-Shift- to move the increments up and down. But say that you wanted multiple rings, but you didn't want to use the increments for aesthetic reasons. In that case, you'd use this left click on the plus sign and then left click on the ring, and you can manually add in copies of the same item without using increments, because the right mouse button is going to continue to use increments no matter what you do. Okay, now filtering the items. You've got all the category filters. If you want to use the filter box up at the top, you can filter by name. Clear that. If you want to filter by multiple sections, you can use the check boxes. And you can always clear this by hitting all items. Down here at the bottom is a section that you won't find in the League of Legends game, which is a real shame, because if you want to quickly see all the jungle items, you just click the jungle category. And then we've got aura items, activatable items, including the mirror mana, but that counts, and the move speed items without the boots. Now if you click on boots, you'll see all the boots, but all of these other sections will not have the enchanted boots, for simplicity's sake, because there's 35 combinations of enchanted boots, and they would just be cluttering up these sections a lot more than it's already cluttered. So if you want to put your enchanted boots into your build, you're going to need to use this boots button. It's way down here. Let's see. There's home guard sort shoes. Here we go. Okay, so saving and loading. You've got to file save and file load. So you can save your progress and correct any mistakes as you go along. Now this checkbox you probably will want to check so that it won't ask you the same question all the time when you boot up the program. You'll just constantly work from your save file. Even though that your file is saved and your progress is saved, to get it into the game, you need to hit the deploy button. And that moves all of your changes into the actual League of Legends game. There's a couple of things under options. Automatically check for updates. It's by default checked. Save items when deployed by default. Save and deploy automatically by default. I believe that that's when you close the program, but it could also be when you hit save. I'm not too sure. But there is a maximum number of items in a section, and it's 7 because it's 7 wide. In the actual League of Legends game, you'll find the recommended items section is 7 wide. But if you wanted to include more items than that, you go ahead and set it to whatever you like, and you can keep adding to a section for as much as you like, and it will simply wrap to the next line underneath it. And again, this is personal preference. You can junk these up as much as you want, but not me. I'm going to go ahead and load this back. So if you want to help out your buddy pal, after all, he is providing a free program, and we all enjoy it, go ahead and send him a donation. This link up here at the bar, up at the menu, is giving you a PayPal donate link. So send him a donation as a thanks. A shout out to your buddy pal. Thank you so much for providing a program that does what everybody wants it to do, and for sticking with it for the last couple of years. And we look forward to the new features that you've got percolating in your head that will expand the functionality beyond recommended items. So me, I'm excited for that. And to all of you watching this tutorial, thanks for watching. You might want to check out some of my other videos. I may be a little boring, but I might be a little entertaining. And have fun out there. See you on the flip side.